Good day, dear parents. We are happy to have you again on Parenting Chats. Thank you for following what we've been discussing about adverse childhood experiences. And I do believe that we're trying our best to ensure that we save children from the trauma of these experiences. Not just the experiences, but what they see around them that would lead to negative effects in their lives. We talked about sexual abuse, mental illness of a member of the family. We talked about substance abuse. We talked about poverty. We talked about separation or divorce of parents. Now, the final point we're going to discuss before we watch some videos to corroborate what we've been saying is death of one or both parents. The death of a parent or both on the child, the effect of it on the child cannot be overemphasized. And that is why whoever has a child that suffers this kind of fate must be a God-sent helper to such a child. The effect could be depression, trauma, bitterness. That how can this happen to me? How can my mother die? How can my parents die? There was a case of a friend of mine who lost another friend. The mom who died was very close to her first son. And about a year after she died, everybody saw that this boy did not get over the shock of the mother's death. But the boy eventually committed suicide out of sorrow, depression, pain. So, any child who loses either or both parents need a lot of care. They need the presence of a caring adult, a loving person who will be there for them. We owe it to God Almighty to ensure that such children do not end up in perpetual sorrow or end up in death. We would like you to watch one or two videos and we'll come back to confirm that these are real issues that need the attention of parents and all caregivers. Thank you.
My parents don't understand. All the drinking and fighting means I'm scared. I'd like a cuddle, perhaps a bedtime story, but mostly I'd like them to stop shouting at me. And sometimes they hit me. Feeling scared every day and not feeling loved or wanted will change me for the rest of my life. Later, I'll have problems at school, problems with alcohol, and I'll get in trouble with the police. What's happening to me right now means I'm more likely to have serious health problems in middle age and die sooner than I should. Doctors say my life is full of adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. But in my world, this means I see my dad hitting my mum. Dad's got a drinking problem, and mum's always crying, even with the tablets. I'm always being shouted at and hit. After the booze and fags, there's not a lot of money for toys or clothes, or even food. I'm getting used to being scared all the time. Now I'm just angry. The doctors say things are changing inside me. My brain isn't learning how to control my feelings properly. My body can't relax like those kids who don't have ACEs, so my body won't be able to repair itself properly when I get older, making it more likely I'll get cancer or heart disease as an adult. It hurts when my parents hit me, but the real damage is hidden, and that damage will be with me for life.
I drink and smoke. They say I'm out of control, but I'm not. It's just my way of coping with my aces. I've been in plenty of fights, but what's wrong with that? Kids' punches don't hurt half as much as when my dad hits me. I beat up a kid last week at school because he looked at me weird. Who cares? I ended up with more time out of school. Learning's not for me anyway, and the teachers don't care any more than my parents. I don't like the way anyone looks at me except my girl. She's 16 and pregnant, just like my mum was with me.
So this is where I've ended up. I've got diabetes and cancer's probably on the way. I know these kill you, but I couldn't do without them. I've never had a proper job and I've spent time inside. I hate my kids. I hate their mum too, until she left, so my kids have grown up with aces. And now my daughter had her first kid. She's 16. The course of my life was set in the wrong direction a long time ago. I know where I'm heading, and sadly I know where my kids are heading too. This doesn't have to happen. A little help in childhood makes a big difference to where life takes you. When I was a baby, the nurses noticed that my mum wasn't coping and helped her and explained how important my childhood is to the rest of my life. So, with a bit of help, she coped. The police came round after next door complained about the noise from Mum and Dad fighting. They asked how I was feeling. I told them I was scared all the time. Mum and Dad got help. The shouting got better and the hitting stopped. I even got some bedtime stories. I still had problems at school, but the teacher asked me about what was happening at home. I got help controlling my feelings. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough. I'm now married with 2 children, and I've got a job, most of the time. I haven't repeated the same problems with my kids. We got help when being a parent got too much. Our children are ace-free, and that means their kids stand a good chance of growing up ace-free as well. Almost half the people in England and Wales experienced 1 ace as a child, and 1 in 10 of us suffered 4 or more aces. If we stop aces, millions of children would not become smokers or binge drinkers, and levels of violence in adults would be cut in half. Fewer aces in childhood also means fewer adults developing diseases like cancer, heart disease and diabetes in middle age. We all need to be ace aware. Are you? Doctors, police, nurses, teachers, firefighters, and most importantly, parents. The more you know about aces, the more you can help stop children growing up with aces in their lives. And for those of you who have already suffered aces, the more you know, the more you can help yourself and others who have suffered aces cope.
As you have seen in the videos we watched, it's been confirmed that all the adverse effects we mentioned are real. A lot of adults are battling with those injuries due to the adverse circumstances that they experience or that they witness. Please, parents, all adults, every child is a glorious destiny that we must join hands together to ensure that that destiny is not truncated. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode. Please go ahead, subscribe, like, share, comment. Remain blessed.